Hey y'all, and thanks for dropping by Designed by Kathy. Today we're going to do a project on canvas, a pour on canvas. I'm going to go for something kind of sci-fi looking. My husband's a big sci-fi fan and I've got this thing in my mind. Of course, you never know when you're pouring paint if what's in your mind is going to come out on your canvas. So let's just say this is a little experiment. It'll come out of something that we know. We just don't always know what. But hey, that's why we're pouring paint, right? So let's get right to it. So I'm going to be using a minimal amount of colors today for this as opposed to what we do sometimes. I've got this midnight blue, or it says it's midnight, but it's still pretty blue. I've got black, and I've got two separate cups of black because one of them is going to go down as my base, and then I'm going to use the other one as my pouring. I'm going to use the black, the blue, and I have a pearl metallic silver. And I've already got, these are each mixed with the Floetrol already. But what I'm going to do to this one that I'm going to be pouring, the one little difference that we're going to experiment with, is I'm going to put some Pearl FX, some silver Pearl FX in it. And I'm just going to take my little popsicle stick and see if we can, I don't know how much exactly, so that was 2 little scoopies there. We'll see how well. I know that this stuff mixes excellent in resin. I honestly haven't tried it in paint, so we're going to see what it does. I'm seeing just some little bit of a powdery sheen. I'm gonna add a little more just because, why not? So I've got that. It may not make a significant difference, but it won't matter. I mean, it still was going to use the black, and I decided at the last minute to go with adding the Pearl FX to it, or the Pearl. Yeah, it's Pearl X, not FX. I don't know who FX is, but it's Pearl X. That just came out of my brain. Also, for the black, I'm going to add just a little bit of my treadmill belt lubricant. Because if you're going for anything kind of outer space looking or sci-fi, I think that some nice cells would be pretty cool. So I just added a couple of drops of that. Okay, and I'm going to set these aside. These are all ready to go. So I want to put my base down. I'm going to go ahead and get my gloves on. Or somehow, even with gloves, I end up with paint all over me. Always work on a protective table surface. If you're working on, anything in your home, you definitely want to have good plastic down. I'm going to mix one more time because make sure my Floetrol is all mixed in. And we're just going to lay this base down. Yeah, that's not that great. So I want to get that, and I want to go ahead and get all my edges with this. I've put down a pretty generous layer. It's not as thin as if you were just going to be painting your background. I've got a pretty generous layer of the black on here. I want to grab every little bit that I can. We don't like to waste. And that looks pretty good. Any of this other, we're gonna do a little flowing, so it's not gonna matter that, you know, it's not level or smooth at this particular moment. So now I want to layer between these three colors. I'm going to start with my blue, and we're going to put down blue. Then we're going to go with some black and the pearl metallic silver. Hang on, that's not working. I don't have any thumb strength. And back with more blue. And more black. This is the black that has the pearl X in it. I think I got all the blue, but I want to make sure here because this is going to be the last little bit to layer here. And then I want to layer my metallic silver one more time. Okay, so now we are going to start. I'm going to pick the middle-ish here. I am not keeping this just directly in the center. I'm gonna want it to have a little bit of different, you know, formations, if you will. You can see how cool, I mean, it just starts to make something different with each different way that you're pouring. Okay, and now we are going to spread and see what we get. Got some great sales that have popped up here. Awesome. Trying to get that last corner there. There we go. It finally went. Okay, that is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. I love this. Why, you ask? Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Let me tell you why I like it. I love the cells that it formed. Now, when it dries, we'll be able to see more if the Pearl X. I can see the black, the difference in the black. Some of these that I'll get some up close shots, but you can see that it's got just a little bit of a sheen to it from the Pearl X. And at this that it just created with the cells and the little tiny lines. I absolutely love this. I'm super happy with how this came out. The blue is more muted and in the background, but it's still in there. It still makes its presence, which I think is cool. I wanted just that little bit of extra color there, and it did just enough to make me happy. And hey guys, you know, that's why you're pouring paint. You're pouring it to make you happy. You're not pouring it to make the world happy, or anybody else for that matter. You're doing this to make you feel good and to create something for yourself. So that's why I pour paint. I hope that's why you pour paint. And y'all, I really want to thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and you subscribers. I love you guys to death. And hey, if you've just popped in, I hope you'll subscribe and keep up with Design by Kathy. You all have a wonderful day.